punt on their first 2 possessions. They punt, very uncharacteristic, especially with the type of field position they have. So they obviously have a lot of respect for Meadowdale's defense because they didn't want to chance it. But I got to think that if he has it in the same situation now, he's going to be going for it. He's going to rethink that.
Well, through the first quarter, Glacier Peak, usually a lot of balls through the air. By this point, they've only thrown it up 6 times and completed 4 for only 22 yards. Usually, and they're only averaging 3.7 a time they pass, which is usually low. They're all usually around the 14, 15 yards.
Well, and the big key is Glacier Peak's averaging about 1 yard per carry, and Meadowdale's over 7 yards per carry on their rush, and that's going to not only is it going to tire their defense, it's going to chew up the clock. It's going to keep Glacier Peak's offense off the field.
Well, as we start the second quarter, if you're just joining us, it is 7-0. Meadowdale has the lead. It's just the start of the second quarter. We want to thank all of our friends and partners here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network, leading off the night, with Dynamic Diesel Service and Repair as we almost get set for second quarter action downtown Snohomish. Also, Kathy Salvadolina, 425-350-0020. Just click that little Kathy Salvadolina banner you have on your screen tonight. Also, McDaniel's Hardware and Do It Center in downtown Snohomish is David now starting with 2nd and 8. Hands off to AK-47. First time he gets in the ball game down the right side for a first down.
And big number 47, AK-47. We talked about him in pregame. He's going to be key. We said he was a game-time decision, but obviously Coach Rowe thinks he needs him.
A big first down brought down by Corwin Perkins. Again, we've called his name on Meadowdale. Again, a lot of fast linebackers for the Mavericks. So 1st and 10 from the 36. Lenny now spins again to AK-47. This time he is hit hard in the backfield. Might lose a yard, Tim.
Well, they knew it was coming that time. The key thing is if Glacier Peak can open up that running game a little bit, it'll open up the passing game for them. So look for AK-47 to be a big change for him.
Taken down in the backfield. Big number 34, Michael Cummings for the Mavericks, getting in the backfield again. Glacier Peak's offensive line's got their work cut out for him. Matthew Nicholson up front. Nate Sandstrom, big number 77. Lenny looks at 2nd and 11 from his own 35. In motion now. Hands it off. That is Evan Nelson.
Oh, and he lost the ball.
But he recovered it at the 29-yard line. Looks like he might. Is he hurt?
Well, he got twisted up really bad on that. He kind of got hit and fell. I was actually surprised they didn't call a late hit. Somebody came from well after the play and kind of drilled him. But
Corwin Perkins just got in there in a hurry.
Yeah, it's going to bring up about 3rd and 17, so it's not exactly what Glacier Peak's looking for here. But I think Glacier Peak's going to need to get about 12 of these back if they want to go for it on 4th down.
3rd and a long 17, as Tim said, now from their own 29-yard line. Lenny looks back to pass. A little pressure. Now bubble screen. He is dropped hard by big number 45, Kyle Newsom.
Boy, Newsom, we haven't seen him much on offense, but you talked about it. He's a key player for their defense, and boy, Glacier Peak just can't seem to get something rolling here.
Boy, did he either saw the play coming in because he was in the backfield before he almost got the ball.
It's probably going to be about 4th and 20, I would guess.
4th and 24. Austin Smedrud now back to punt. See if we can see who's deep. Nice punt by Smeds. It is Kyler Lawson.
Oh, and he fumbled.
He hits it. There's Elledge. They go for the ball. It's still going. Rolling on 24. Gets it. And Meadowdale recovers at the 10-yard line.
And that was close. Elledge and Evan Nelson both had a play on that, and they both dove at it, and it just kept squirting out of there. And great heads-up play by I think it was number 24. And 24 is kind of limping off the field for Meadowdale.
Number 24 caught up with the ball, and that is Dustin Demonde. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
And he did it just in the nick of time because they were both diving at that ball, and that was almost a game changer there for Glacier Peak.
Well, what a plus punt that was. First and 10 at their own 10.
It almost looked like he was calling for a fair catch, too, for a second, but you still got to be able to field it.
Hand off. Giovanni, he's hit hard and pushed back, and there'll be a loss of a yard there.
And that's exactly
72, excuse me.
That's exactly what Glacier Peak's looking for on the line. And I got to tell you, the offensive line of Meadowdale isn't really beating Glacier Peak. It's just they're not tackling them when they get those chances. This time they did.
They'll give him forward progress still at the 10-yard line, 2nd and 10.
I'm surprised he got back to the line of scrimmage on that.
So Kyler Larson, I think, was back to receive that punt, and it went right off his jersey. Could have been a huge play for Glacier Peak. He pitches it to Giovanni on the left. He's got room. He misses a guy. He's in the second level. He's got tons of green. Here comes Sean Elledge trying to catch up with him, and he's the only one who can and pushes him out all the way down at the Glacier Peak 34-yard line. What a huge play for Giovanni Shepard.
Boy, that's going to really raise their average yards per rush. And great heads-up play by both Shepard and Sean Elledge to actually make a touchdown-saving tackle. Nobody else on the field was able to catch up with him.
You saw the big bursting speed there of number 20 for Meadowdale, of Giovanni Shepard. A 50-yard run for Giovanni Shepard.
50-yard run and a game-saving or touchdown-saving tackle by Elledge.
First down and 10. Again, Brian Marty.
Timeout on the field.
Timeout, Meadowdale, with 8:46 left in the second quarter. Now threatening again. They are up 7-0 over Glacier Peak.
Well, you saw in that run, they run that kind of a sweep play, and if Giovanni Shepard gets to the outside of the pocket, it's going to be difficult to catch up to him. I don't know what his 40 time is, but he looked like he's the fastest guy out there on the field, and luckily Elledge kind of had an angle on him and was able to get him out of bounds.
14 carries for 126 yards is Giovanni Shepard for Meadowdale, just with 8:46 left to go still in the first half.
Now, these aren't the type of stats you would think you would see against Glacier Peak. This is something you'd think you'd see against like a Marysville Getchell or a Linwood or something. So he's having a big night.
And this is a team, Tim, on talking of Glacier Peak, they are averaging giving up only 2.8 yards on the rush per game. And coming into the season, excuse me. So their rush defense is getting blown up here tonight as they're back on the field, 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Hands it off to big Kyle Newsom, having trouble bringing him down. Finally stands him up at the 29-yard line.
And again, usually when you're putting up this type of rushing yards, it means the offensive line is pushing around the defensive line, and that's really not the case here. They just can't tackle them. They're getting guys on them, but both these backs are really tough to bring down.
Again, check that. It's at the 24-yard line of Glacier Peak, bringing up 2nd and 4. Now they do have Kyle Newsom in the backfield again. Marty hands it off to Newsom. He's got some room, and takes about 5 Grizzlies to finally drive him back. They'll give him all the way, some forward progress to the 19 for a first down. And
again, it's just taken Glacier Peak about 3 or 4 tacklers to bring him down. He's a big kid. He's a big kid. He's a workhorse.
Brendan Hershey, the senior, on the tackle, leading the gang tackle there for Glacier Peak. Just under 8 minutes left to go in the first half. Meadowdale up 7-0. 1st and 10 on the Grizzly 19-yard line. Brian Marty in the blues. Meadowdale takes the handoff. They switch it up to Kyler Larson. He's got a huge hole. Nobody's going to get to him. Touchdown, Mavericks. Kyler Larson.
Well, nobody was able to even touch him on that play. They kind of did a little trickery. They faked it to one guy, handed it off to Kyler Larson, and he was gone. He hit the hole and he was gone. And Glacier Peak stunned right now.
They are. They are down 13-0. Again, 7:41 left in the first half. Odegaard sets up for the extra point. Well, we thought the defense of Glacier Peak would be tested here tonight. We just haven't seen, as that goes through, haven't seen the offense of Glacier Peak really getting any type of rhythm tonight.
Well, and I'm not 100% surprised that that Meadowdale's doing so good on offense. I'm just so surprised that Glacier Peak's not able to come up with anything on offense.
So 14-0, Tim. Meadowdale, not a huge lead. It's just a 2-touchdown lead. We know we've seen Glacier Peak come back and score within seconds.
Well, and it'd be, right now, you're into the second quarter and Glacier Peak doesn't have any points on the board. I don't know if I've ever seen him shut out at halftime before.
They have got to contain the run. They had 9.35 yards per carry just up until this point with 7:41 left in the second quarter. 20 carries, 187 yards for the mighty Mavericks at this point.
Well, 187 yards, and we're only halfway through the second quarter. So, again, Glacier Peak's going to need to make some adjustments, or their defense is going to be gassed here real soon.
Odegaard set to kick off from their own 40. Again, Sean Elledge on the far side, deep to receive. We think should be Evan Nelson.
Yep.
It looks like Elledge is going to take it. The wrestler from the 15. He's hit hard down at the 20. What a hit by Michael Cummings of Meadowdale.
Oh, and he was just absolutely shellacked down there. It looks like he was almost losing his footing when he was trying to cut, and just at the same exact time, he was leveled.
Elledge.
He's coming off the field. He looks like he's a little shaken up on that play.
Yeah, hopefully his shoulder's all right. That was a high tackle. We see 28 come in for him. Chad Triplett now.
Well, you definitely don't want to have Elledge sitting on the bench in a game like this.
The backfield, AK-47, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Now David Linney. So far not really gotten going. Fakes the handoff. Got plenty of time. Now rolls to his right. Now goes down deep field. It's incomplete high.
I wasn't sure who he was trying to throw that to. It looked like it was a bad pass either way.
Chad Triplett, the intended receiver, 28.
I wasn't sure if he underthrew Triplett or overthrew the other guy.
It looks like he had a guy deep. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 now, still from their own 20, calling it the 21-yard line. (14-0) Meadowdale on top here in first half action. David Linney and the Glacier Peak in the white. Now he takes the right. He's going to run itself, trying to get some room. Gets to the 5, now stretches it out near the first down, over around the 30-yard line.
Very close to a first down. Linney looks good running the ball, and that's an option they can use all game long. And he might have just said, hey, these guys aren't getting anything. Just give it to me. I'm taking it.
Oh, wow. He must have stepped out of bounds. They're putting him at the 28, so a pickup of 7.
Interesting spot. It looked like he was a lot closer than that to the first down.
So 3rd and 3. Linney, now he hands it off to AK. AK-47 bustles through, and I think
he's got it.
Alex Caribou drives through the center of the field and picks up a big first down for Glacier Peak.
If you're just joining us, 14-0 Meadowdale. 7 minutes, 17 seconds left in the second quarter.
Again, Glacier Peak really not able to get their passing game going to this point.
No, it's not the rhythm that you normally see out of Glacier Peak. They're kind of slowing them down, and it's exactly what Meadowdale coach told us before the game.
Lenny back, rolls right with the option. Now he flips it outside, and the ball bouncing everywhere.
Kind of a dangerous little option there.
I guess
kind of flicked it right over his head. That should be a fumble out of bounds is what it should be.
They are going to
because it wasn't a forward pass. It should be spotted right where it went out of bounds.
At the 36, a nice 4-yard fumble gain. Well, Glacier Peak cannot afford any mishaps here. No turnovers or fumbles. 2nd and 10 at their own 36. 14-0 Meadowdale on top.
Well, Glacier Peak's going to need to get it across that midfield line so they can be in 4-down territory. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult for them.
Lenny now, Evan Nelson in motion. He keeps it down the right side, and he gets a good 6-7 yard gain across the 40-yard line.
It's going to bring up about 3rd and 3 here.
Brought down by Dylan Wright of Meadowdale.
3rd and 2 maybe.
3rd and 1 they're calling it.
It's a long one.
At the 41-yard line. 6:24 left, clock ticking away here. This is the 5th play of this drive for Glacier Peak. David Lenny had a couple carries on this drive. Now kind of a T formation for Lenny as he sits in the shotgun. They've actually,
he didn't get it.
They snapped it to triplet.
He didn't get it. It's going to bring up 4th and 1. Interesting call here for Coach Rowe. I think he got right back to the line of scrimmage.
That was Lenny on the carry.
I think you got to go for it if you're Glacier Peak. They got to get something going. I don't know that it matters if they give it to him here or, you know, another 20 or 30 yards down the field. I think that's Coach Rowe's normal philosophy.
Absolutely. Trying to get Lenny involved on the ground. 4 carries for 12 yards does Lenny have so far in the first half. Austin Smedrew, 5 carries for 17 yards. Big 4th down. Hand it off. They pace it to Elledge. Elledge going deep. It's caught by Evan Nelson, and he'll get an interference.
And it's a pass interference to boot. They'll decline that, but what a throw by Sean Elledge.
All the way down to the 18-yard line of the Mavs. What a hoopy-doopy play.
And the funny thing is about that, he was covered very well. Elledge threw it right into the coverage, but you know what they say, a great pass will beat great coverage every day of the week.
A little shenanigans, a little tomfoolery by Glacier Peak.
And I'll tell you what, that's a gutsy call when you got 4th down and 1 calling something like that. So good heads-up call by Coach Rowe. Now, if he doesn't make that call, we'd be saying, what's he thinking?
So a 42-yard flea flicker halfback pass.
And Elledge has got a little bit of an arm on him.
He does, the wrestler.
Threw it right into coverage, too.
5 minutes now left to go in the first half. And finally, Glacier Peak in business.
Well, they're in the red zone now, so let's see what they do.
Lenny back in motion now is Elledge. Lenny back to pass, now rolls left. Got some time, got to get rid of it. Incomplete over the middle. Trying to get AK-47, I think, was the intended receiver.
And he had Hershey wide open, number 17. Was wide open in the flat there and missed him.
Looked like Dylan Wright on the coverage for the Mavericks. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. They're calling it at the 18-yard line. AK-47, lone setback, and he will take it on the right side. He is met by a group of tacklers, including Kyle Newsom, and he might lose a yard.
Well, they closed the gap in a hurry on that. They didn't fool anybody on that.
Ethan Coffey, 6'1", 195, the senior from Meadowdale, leading the way on the tackle for the Mavericks.
Kind of looks like AK-47's limping a little bit. You know, he's got that bad ankle that's kind of kept him out of the game for, the last week or so, and looks like he's kind of favoring it.
Brandon Hershey now shifting over to the left side. They've got Hershey, Elledge, and Quentin Dunbar on the near side of the field. 3rd and 10. Lenny rolls to his left. Now sets up. Over the middle is caught by Dunbar, and he's in for a touchdown, Glacier Peak.
And Quentin Dunbar, he had a quiet game last week. We talked about him. He's going to try to come up big this week, and he did.
Lenny to Dunbar, we've called it before, for an 18-yard reception. Kyler Larson on the coverage. And just like that, Glacier Peak on the board with 6. Looks like Lenny's set up to do the extra point. David Linney, a great kicker, puts it through, and it's good. And with 3:49 left to go in the second quarter, Meadowdale 14, Glacier Peak 7.
Well, that makes it a whole different ball game there. We were talking about this earlier. When's the last time you've seen Glacier Peak not have any points by halftime? I don't know that I've ever seen it. So it was key for them to get something rolling here. Now we'll see what kind of adjustments they make on defense. Are they going to be able to stop Shivani Shepard and Kyle Newsom?
Huge flea flicker to the halfback Sean Elledge, and it was an 8-play drive. Started at their own 21. Started with 7 minutes and 37 seconds, now down to 3:49. An 18-yard connection from Linney to Dunbar.
Absolutely, and obviously the key play on that drive was the trickery play on 4th and 1 to Elledge to Evan Nelson.
Linney now 8 for 12 for 33 yards, but Mr. Elledge, he's got one completion for 45.
He's got like a 127 quarterback rating right now.
The wrestler. The wrestler having the team over to his family's home last night for a little pregame get-together.
His parents are a lot braver than mine were, having the whole team over for spaghetti dinner. I don't know what it costs to feed a football team, but it's got to be a lot.
Again, tonight, speaking of food, Tim, Mongo's is always one of our favorite sponsors, right on Highway 9. Click the button.
We love Mongo's.
Huge kickoff sends Giovanni Shepard all the way back to his end zone. Can't even catch it. But it'll be
lucky.
A touchback.
He's lucky he was in the end zone when he bobbled that. Otherwise, that would have been trouble. What a kick! Linney's good. Or was it who kicked that?
David
Linney?
Linney with the kickoff from.
He's got himself a leg there.
So with 3:49, let's see what they can do. Meadowdale now, big running offense, takes up a lot of time. See if they can still get a score here before we go into halftime.
Interesting to see if Glacier Peak makes some adjustments. Again, the offensive line isn't necessarily getting pushed back. It's just they're not able to tackle them.
Brian Marty, the quarterback, number 4. Now he fakes the handoff and gives it up to Kyler Larson, and he gets through for a gain of 6.
And that was the same play they ran when he got that long touchdown, but it didn't fool Glacier Peak this time.
Quentin Dunbar on the tackle for the Grizzlies. Kyler Larson, boy, he's a tough one. Kyler, unbelievable. He gets a carry. He's
not only tough to bring down, he's tough to pronounce, apparently.
Hard to say. 2nd and 5 from the 25. Now they misdirect
Same
again.
play.
Kyler Larson. Kyler. He gets all the way to a first down past the 30.
Yeah, that's the play. They're kind of faking a handoff to Giovanni Shepard, and Kyler Larson's coming the other way and taking it, and it's working a little bit. It's working for him. They got a touchdown on it earlier.
First down for the Mavericks. Austin Jacobson, again, busy linebacker for Glacier Peak on the tackle. Kind of that counter trap they keep playing. They got Giovanni Shepard down the backfield. They do hand it to him. He's met hard and pushed back. And he might lose a yard unless they give him forward progress.
It's like Quentin Dunbar might have been the guy that stood him up on that play.
Quentin Dunbar and Smedrud was in there, and Austin Jacobson as well. Good defensive play by the Grizzlies. 2nd and 10 again from their 32. No gain.
And that's what Glacier Peak needs to do. They need to make him pay the price of trying to come in on the middle. You know, this little kid weighs about 150. You know, if he's going to keep running up the middle, they need to make him pay the price for that.
Marty now pitches it. There's
probably a false start, I'm guessing.
Nice little gesture there. Elledge shaking hands with Giovanni Shepard. We talked to Elledge yesterday. These two kids have been a lot of combines, off-season workouts, a lot of camps together. A lot of these kids know each other.
And it was a false start. That'll back them up 5 yards. One interesting point, Glacier Peak's been kind of heavily penalized this year, and
Absolutely.
They haven't had one called on them yet tonight.
Well over 350 yards in penalties coming into tonight's contest. Doing a good job on that area of the game. 2nd and 15 now at the 27. Brian Marty, the quarterback, fakes the handoffs, rolls right. He's looking downfield. It's caught by number 40, and he's pushed out of bounds by Elledge. Tyler Morehouse, number 40, their leading receiver, out of the backfield for...
Still going to bring up 3rd and long, probably about 7 yards they're still going to need on 3rd down here.
It is at their 35, 3rd and 7 for the Mavericks. Again, clock down to 1:44 left to go in the first half. From their own 35 is Brian Marty, the quarterback. Now he's back to pass again. He's about to get hit. He gets nailed. It's complete, though, to number 15 all the way out to the 47-yard line. Ryan White on the reception.
And he absolutely got drilled by Timmy Douglas. Timmy Douglas was actually petitioning for a flag on that. I think he was saying he was being held, but nothing doing there. Great pickup for Meadowdale, but a big hit for Timmy Douglas.
Big first down for the Mavericks with 1:27 and the clock ticking here. Now at their own 47-yard line. Looks like Meadowdale coach wants a timeout. Mark Stewart, the longtime coach of the Meadowdale Mavericks, played for the Huskies, actually a Hall of Famer for the University of Washington, also played for the Minnesota Vikings.
And he played for Pittsburgh too, I think.
Very nice guy. Enjoyed our conversation before the game. He's got some big-time athletes, and he said we just got to let them play and be disciplined.
Well, he basically said, we know what Glacier Peak's going to do, they know what we're going to do, and it came down to him saying, we're going to do what we're going to do, they're going to do what they're going to do, and we're going to see what happens.
Well, folks out there, as it gets into fall weather, we can feel a little cool air breeze coming here at Edmonds Stadium. Go online, and you've got it right on your screen now. Our friends at Gutter Glove Gutter Guard. Go to guttergloveusa.net. Give you estimates on your gutter cleaning forever. Never have to worry about it. No rain gutter clogs ever. Fits on any gutter type, fits on any roof, and it barely visible from the ground. So give our friends a click or a call at Gutter Glove Gutter Guard. 1:20 left in the first half. The Mavericks 1st and 10 at their own 47. Back to pass is Marty. He's getting pursued. He's tackled again as he threw it, almost intercepted by Elledge. Intended for Ryan White.
Well,
incomplete.
Couple things you have was Hurd. Was it Marcus Hurd was almost in hot pursuit of him, and then Elledge almost picks that off, and he wants that one back. You can tell he's frustrated.
We were discussing.
Kind of went right through the hands of Sean there.
Ironic that we were talking to Mr. Elledge yesterday at practice about he's only got 1 interception coming into this game. He had 6 last year. 2nd and 10. Now he gets off to Giovanni. Giovanni breaks through. He's got room on the left side. Dunbar finally tackles him. A touchdown-saving tackle all the way down to the 7-yard line.
Wow, and I'm actually surprised Quentin was able to catch up to him. I didn't think anybody'd be able to catch Giovanni from behind, and Quentin's showing a little speed there on a touchdown-saving tackle.
Well, Giovanni Shepard is testing our new statistician with his 16 carries for 166 yards in the first half with a minute left.
And worthy of note, they pulled Giovanni and bring back in Newsom. They get it down to the 10-yard line.
1st and 10. 1st and goal, excuse me. And there's
he's
Newsom.
met hard.
He's hit hard in the backfield.
It looked like it might have been Smeds.
I think it was Jacobson and Smedrud in the backfield for no gain. They're going to give him 1 yard, so 2nd and goal on the 8-yard line. Clock ticking, 28 seconds. Rolls, passes, complete at the 5, but he's met and brought down by Trey Chambers and also Sean Elledge.
Boy, and worthy of note here, we got 15 seconds left in the half.
Tyler Larson caught that ball, but met, and another timeout by Meadowdale stops the clock with 15 seconds left in the first half.
And that was a big touchdown-saving tackle by both Elledge and Trey Chambers on there.
Trey Chambers was there first, got him, and they got him down to the 2-yard line.
Okay, so now you got you got Meadowdale staring at a 3rd and 3 on the 3-yard line. The problem is they just used their last timeout. They got 15 seconds left. They really got to, they have time for 2 plays if they get them off fast.
Well, gee golly, I wonder what the play is going to be and who's going to carry the ball.
Well, my guess
touchdown?
is going to be Newsom. Giovanni Shepard's on the sideline. The poor workhorse, they have him do all the work and then yank him when it's time to get a touchdown.
Well, number 71 on your screen in the blue for Meadowdale, that's the big kid's Davenport, and he's the left tackle. So let's see, usually they go over the left side with Newsom. So here we go, 3rd and goal on the 2-yard line. Excuse me, the 3-yard line. 15 seconds left. They are up 14-7 over Glacier Peak. 15 left in the first half. Hope you're enjoying this live action from Edmonds Stadium. Goes back to pass. Marty got time. Now he goes deep in the end zone. It's caught easily there by Kyler Lawson. Touchdown, Mavericks.
Oh, we got a flag on the play. I think it's on Coach Rowe.
Oh, it was. I think the official was staring
He was staring right at the coaches and threw that flag.
So they'll...
Obviously, Rowe saw something he didn't like, or somebody over there on the coaching staff did, because he was certainly looking right at the coaches when he tossed that. He tossed that flag up about 45 feet in the air, too. He meant it.
15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
They will enforce it on the kickoff, a 15-yard penalty to the coaching staff of Glacier Peak. Probably the frustration's coming out. So already Meadowdale racking up 280 yards. Is that right?
I believe it is.
It is. 25 carries, 280 yards. Brian Marty now 7 for 9. Very efficient day, 33, including that to Kyler Larson for a 3-yard touchdown as they take the lead now 20-7.
I'm not sure what all the delay is here. I know there was a penalty, but it seems like it's taken them all day to get the game back going here.
Odegaard.
Kind of been the theme this year. When there's a penalty, it seems like it takes forever.
Josiah Evans the hold. Odegaard kicks it up, and it is good. So they had 3 minutes and 49 seconds, and they used all of it almost with 10 plays and a touchdown, a 3-yard reception by Kyler Larson, making it 21-7 with 10 seconds left going into the
Well, I think that's exactly what Meadowdale wanted to do. They are either going to burn that clock and go in with a 14-7 lead and not give Glacier Peak any time, or score with no time left. So, and they're going to be kicking off from like the 50-yard line, I think, after that penalty.
See what they can do. 10 seconds left. If they'll do a squib kick to the up back and the up people, or if they'll just kick it in and let them have a play at their 20.
I think he gets to kick it from more than the 40. Should be a 15. I thought they said 15 yards.
I thought they did. Now we see the official. You have kind of a wide view now. Now he just called the penalty. Now he walks it up.
No, I think what they're going to do, Scott, is they're going to kick it right out of the end zone. I don't think they want to. I don't think they want to take the chance of them getting good field position on him. Maybe.
Snohomish Skydiving also bringing you tonight's action. Give them a call, 360-568-7703. Snohomish Skydive right now, right down in Snohomish, Harvey Field.
This would be a good spot to go for an onside kick when you got it right there, and you don't really give Glacier Peak much time to do anything about it.
They kick it off.
He's going to go. And did that go? I think it went through the uprights.
Field goal. You didn't catch that on the camera from our angle, but it was a field goal.
Put it right through the uprights.
Nice kickoff by Odegaard.
And they're itching to do that. Get one of those kicks where they can stick it through the uprights.
Our statistician and spotter saying that would have been a 45-yard field goal.
Well, what yard line did they kick it from? Well, that'd be a 55-yarder.
55-yarder. Excuse us. We're training the stats, guys. You know what can we do here? So 10 seconds, not much to do there. They'll take it from their 20-yard line. David Linney, see if they'll try and get a playoff. Doesn't look like it.
Looks like they're content to sit on it.
Takes it, and he takes a knee at the 15, and that should use up the first half. With Meadowdale coming out on top, kind of a huge first hit, big punch here. They are up 21-7 over the Glacier Peak Grizzlies.
Yeah, they've kind of stunned the Grizzlies right now, and like to be a fly on the wall in the locker room right now and see what Coach Rowe's going to get them to do to liven them up a little bit.
As you see the players going off the field, don't go away. Stay tuned here to STSPN.com. We're going to take a timeout and let you listen to the halftime festivities. We'll be back. Scott Oshman, Tim Boyle with more action right after this, and we'll see you in the third quarter.